Today on Great Places Seen, I continue my nearly 7,000-mile road trip across the country and back, as I've made my way south from Washington, D.C. to Florida, across through Texas, and on toward California. I'm heading east now, and after a fun stop in New Mexico, I return for more 5-star adventures in the Lone Star State. Buckle up as we travel some well-ridden trails deep in the heart of Texas. Good morning from Bottomless Lake, New Mexico. It's been a fun state park, but it's time to pack up and go. You can probably hear in the background the noisy lagoon and natural habitat area. It's not like this during the day, and it's only like this for a short time in the morning. Whatever's over there is very awake. Still chilly back here. The campground is beginning to get sunlight. I am the last to receive it, but also the last to see it in the evening. Good trade-off, I think. But right now, a little chilly as I'm getting ready to hitch up. I don't know. Designed by aliens? It kind of has those eyes. Good morning from eastern New Mexico. I had a pretty easy getaway. Everything was orderly, no surprises. I'm on the road and heading to Texas. In fact, where I'm located right now at Bottomless Lakes State Park, not too far from the Texas line. I traveled Interstate 10 west, and my aim is to travel I-20 east. Well, this park and Roswell, New Mexico aren't on I-20. And my next destination is Abilene, Texas. So today's route really is New Mexico and Texas state highways, which are fine. One last view of Lazy Lagoon, pretty in the morning, and the cliffs next to it. That was a great cycling route. I really enjoyed that. Check it out if you have not seen the previous episode. That road was closed because a lot of rocks have fallen from this cliff onto the roadway. No problem with a bicycle, but certainly with a car you might be a little concerned. This is a super long, straight road that you would expect to find out west. But the nice thing about it is there's very little traffic, easy to maintain speed. The road is in really good condition, so it's a pleasant ride. It's actually, in a lot of ways, better than the interstate. Pleasantly warm, 66 degrees currently, and some of the forecasts I saw, temperatures with highs in the 80s. Definitely getting a little warming trend here in the southwest. And I can tell from the windshield too, in the front of the car, little bugs are emerging. As you see, not much out here. It's mostly just grasslands and wide open space. I filled up my tank in Roswell before I left, so I have a full tank going through here because there's not a gas station in sight. For miles. I've driven over an hour now, and there's nothing. It's just this. It's just fields. As far as you can see, immensely big farms. We're definitely out west. Just like that, over the Texas state line, and things appear. Small structures, trees, and of course, oil wells. The state changed, but 380 didn't change. It's still a long, straight line. The road did become noticeably rougher, and that was to remain the rest of the way. Like the variety in road surfaces, the scenery matched. It's big. Feels a bit untamed. The horizon stretched farther than I'm used to. The hills aren't mountains, but they somehow feel equally imposing. You can't mistake this for anything but Texas. These little towns you quickly pass through, they've been here a long time, weathered, survivors, monuments of Texas perseverance. A little diversification. They have a winery. Windmills, the newest energy crop that has sprung up in all the fields. Wind blows freely and strong across the open land. The huge blades are briskly rotating. The landscape changes. The landscape abruptly changes, I'm going to change highways. This is the little town of Post. This will be it for Texas 380. Now time for 84 South, all the way to Sweetwater and Interstate 20 briefly. The road may look good, but I continue to bounce along with the trailer. Windmills for miles and miles. Everywhere. That's all it is. Just a straight line. On and on and on. I'm not complaining about the long road. I always like driving somewhere I've never been. But it's a long road. Finally, I-20. The interstate segment, though, was indeed short, and I was soon back on state roads for the last hour or so of today's journey. Like the others, it drew me in with a smooth introduction before revealing a few more surprises. Everything's bigger in Texas. A 1 minute wait? No, it's more like about 6, 7, at least so far, looking at the clock. While I wait for the 1-lane road to open up. This is what's happening to Texas farms. The family farm is now a wind farm, among other things. Thousands of windmills around here. It's incredible. Still says 1 minute. Here we go.
My turn was unmarked inside the construction zone. I overshot and had to find a place large enough to reverse course.
Now, because I missed the road that was not marked, I had to turn around, come back, and wait for this light. Up to 5 minutes of Texas time. Now it's back to wait up to 1 minute, and that was 5 minutes ago. Look, here comes oncoming traffic. It's more than a minute. Wow. Whoever programmed that sign likes to tell a Texas tall tale. Alright, we're not going to miss it this time. I don't care if it isn't marked. I'm going to turn where the map says. Alright, here we go. Finally. This is East Texas 126. This is great. You get a 70 mile per hour speed limit with 35 mile per hour curves. You don't have time to get to 70 when you hit this curve. And there's a series of them here. It's not the only one. There's probably half dozen on the map here. And now, being 86 degrees outside, that's blowing a lot of hot air over there. Cows are up here feeling the breeze. That one's seen better days. It has to be one of the more interesting approaches to a state park that I've had. This is pretty much it. Nolan. I got a nice wave from the lady in her yard. Now we're up to 70. You can't make this up. No way I could get up to 70 miles per hour before I hit the next 30 mile per hour curve. And there it is. You gotta love it. And these aren't just curves. I mean, this is a 90-degree bend in the road every time. The trailer's back there just going, okay, yeah, you know, I'm going where you told me. Now this part you can get up to 70 on pretty easily. These windmills, I think the state park should have plenty of power. Either I need to get on State Road 82 or this becomes 82. I haven't decided, given the map, which is which here. After seeing the signage at the last intersection, I'm really going to keep my eyes peeled now. Look at that. We're going to drive right into these windmills. I'm going to have to go back and count how many turns there are here. Oh, look at that straightaway. Back to 70. Wow, this is the craziest road. 30 miles per hour. Why am I not surprised? Five hours, 37 minutes on the road. My trip planner said 4.5. I always add an hour. And I was going at speed the whole time. I don't understand. But yes, that's about right, I guess, by my formula. Oh, we got quite the welcoming committee. It would appear they get plenty of water.
Comanches were once frequent visitors in what is now the state park, camping in the groves of native pecan trees, especially thick in the picnic area. The state acquired the property in 1933 from the city of Abilene. The Civilian Conservation Corps built the park's facilities in the early 1930s. Abilene State Park opened on May 10, 1934. I fit with 2 feet to spare in my camping space. Not much daylight is left after setting up. I'm hopping on the bike to check out Abilene Lake. I should be able to cover some distance before dark.
Lake Abilene is the attraction for the park. Very low at the moment. As you can see, a lot of water can fill this area. It's very low. The boat ramp, just going to dirt. And this ramp, well, needs a little bit more water to get up to it. Maybe all the water is in there. This is a hiking-biking trail. Let's ride farther down.
The lake is part of the state park. It's really a man-made reservoir to collect and store water from Elm Creek. The water flow is uneven and lake levels vary a lot. Clearly, the water has been low for some time. Still, there's plenty here to see.
We have pelicans in the lake.
There's more dry land than lake, and the wind is up, no doubt helping to evaporate what's exposed to the dry winter air.
It's like synchronized swimming.
The trail continues way back into the reservoir. I think I have enough time to reach Abilene Dam before I'll have to turn back.
This is a huge basin. You can imagine how much water would be in here if it were to be full. That's perhaps 20-25 feet down. That deep times that far is a whole lot of water capacity. It's been a while, it looks like. Look how thick the grass is. Plus the trail on the map goes right through here. So there hasn't been water here for a while. Pretty hill country in here though.
Despite the low lake level, the hills are filled with green grass, brushes, and low trees. These plants are extremely well adapted to this otherwise harsh landscape. It seems a wonder anything grows among the rocks and in this hard Texas clay. Sure makes for a beautiful place.
I believe that's part of a structure that we're going to see tomorrow in the park. All kinds of little wetlands back here from the dam. Well, looks like we have some feral pigs. Some Texas hogs. thought I saw one on the side of the road. Maybe this is part of a farm? I don't know. Could they be sniffing for Texas truffles? This little piggy went wee, 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 wee all the way home. See? There he goes. If I hear something in the night, I may know what it is.
I just have to go through 2 gates and I'm back at camp. My site is right by the trail.
Right next to the gate. Perhaps the pigs running through the trees in the woods.
It may be a little deceiving since night falls fast in the winter, but with light still in the tops of the trees, I think I can squeeze another ride and see some of the park to get an idea of where to explore in the morning before I leave. Elm Creek creates all sorts of pools and ponds as it continues to flow into the park below the dam. Here's a group picnic spot built by the Civilian Conservation Corps during the Great Depression. More later about the CCC's special history in this park. This, I think, is as much sunset as we'll see.
Good morning from Abilene, Texas, Abilene State Park. The sun is rising and I've got just enough time to take another bike ride and a short hike before heading off to the next destination. Plenty of active birds around here and traffic because I'm fairly close to the road. I get traffic noise at this part of the park. Presumably, other areas are much quieter. But I chose this site because of its proximity to the lake, and it was really quiet all night. Despite the road being on the other side of these trees, there was no traffic. And the park has been through recently pruning, clearly. Tucked away under the trees. Look at that, I have my own cactus. Fire pit. And a very nice new aluminum picnic table. That certainly appears durable. These trees full of very active cardinals. Boys and girls hopping around here. I mean, these cardinals are all over the place. They don't stand still for a second. Literally right around the corner from my campsite is a trail that looked pretty interesting. We could go a little way down it, then get on the bike so we can cover some ground. Most of these trails are both hiker and bike friendly, which is very nice. This part though is not bike friendly, so that's why I'm walking. You can see the gate down there that I went through to get up to the lake. And actually in the very far distance there is the dam for the lake. So if the lake were full and the dam were ever to break, the campground's going to get a little bit of a wash. Here we go. Look at this. Elm Creek Trail. Even with all these trees, the sunlight gets in here pretty quickly. All right. Let's go up this thing. Looks like a beautiful tree tunnel in here. I love these stairs going up. Already I can hear things rustling in the woods as the park wakes up. How dense this forest is, and yet there's sunlight right there. Granted, it's early February and the leaves aren't out, but that's pretty impressive. You wouldn't think early morning sunlight could filter in that easily. Looked at the thermometer, it's 50 degrees out. Short sleeve weather. But despite those stairs, you could easily ride a bike through here. Very wide, well-maintained. And for a trail that essentially is just winding through the woods, not bad. You don't encounter any steep grades or rough rooted patches or anything like that. Very nice smooth trail. Look at that. It's accessible from many of the campsites too. And like most parks, you get very good interpretive signs. Side oats grama. Oats. That's the Texas state grass. How about that? You see it all in front of us. Pretty little meadow it opens up to. Snakes. Native Americans. Of course, we're here thousands of years ago. The prehistoric Native Americans were nomadic. They traveled great distances in different seasons, and they used many of the resources that we see right here today. They ate large prey like deer, small creatures like snails, and also plants like prickly pear cactus. Well, you have to be very resourceful if you don't have roads and an RV. The main draw for the park is Abilene Lake. And as we've seen, Abilene Lake is not exactly in the best of conditions right now. So, you have to look at things more within the park. And it's a charming little park. I don't know how charming this would be in the dead of summer. You'd probably be rolling up to the swimming pool more often. But right now, early February, oh, it's great. It got so warm yesterday, the insects were coming out. And I really wasn't ready for that because I've been traveling in fairly cold weather to this point. And to suddenly be confronting flying insects was a bit of a nuisance, but they're not bad. It's going to be another stretch of warm days here through the south. Mid-80s for the first week of February. Kind of summer-like temperatures. There are sight lines deep into the woods there, where a lot has been taken down. A lot has been cleared here, or storm damage, I don't know which. Obviously, cutting has been done. Well, speaking of Native Americans having prickly pear cactus for a fruit drink, here is some prickly pear cactus in the woods. The pink fruits of the cactus are known as tunas. Yeah, tunas. Consumed by people and animals for thousands of years. And in the late summer, you'll see purple scat left behind coyotes, foxes, rabbits, even some wild turkeys, showing that these animals have all dined on cactus fruit. I don't know how they deal with the spines and thickets, but roadrunners and thrashers often nest in the prickly pear thickets. They use the thorns for protection. That's about it for the difficulty of the trail. If you can navigate the stairs, you'll have a nice time here. Looks like we head back into the woods before reaching the road. Or not. We're going to wind around a little more. Lake Abilene. Area shown does not represent current lake levels. No joke. Alright, there we are. The Elm Creek Nature Trail. Let's head back and get the bicycle. Oh. Some armadillos, perhaps. Interesting. And for your convenience, a little cut-through trail. I don't have to go all the way down that road and back. If you'd like to see more video of the trails or the ride on the bicycle around the park, check out GPS 2. It's all up there. Extra video that was probably too much for this main video, but might be fun to watch. Check it out, GPS 2. It's kind of like that extra DVD you used to get that had all of the cool features on it, in addition to the shows you were watching. All of these pads are very level, but many have a little ramp up, like mine. I didn't have to level, but it was a little interesting backing it up in there. Back on the trail. Many Native Americans, like the Comanche, of course, moved wherever resources were most plentiful. Anglo immigrants created permanent settlements, but extreme drought pushed them to the brink. In 1918, local residents here were allowed to use water for only 2 hours a day, and this crisis created Lake Abilene. That year, Elm Creek was dammed for drinking water and recreation.
One of the byproducts of the dam is Buffalo Wallow Pond. Picnic tables line one side of the shore, while the trail runs on the other side. Fishing is allowed, and a nice perk in Texas state parks is you do not need a fishing license if you cast from shore. This has to be one of the nicest little ponds you'll find anywhere. I could stay all day if I didn't have to get back on the road. Well, at least I can enjoy it for a short while.
This is very close to the road, but Buffalo Wallow is a nice place. From Elm Creek to the Eagle Trail. Here's an interpretive sign that you can interpret what it might say.
This refectory or concession building and swimming pool is a highlight feature of the park. It's built from local sandstone and lumber. This and the other structures were created not only for a good time, but to last a long time. And they have. Designed by Abilene architect David Castle, every original element of this park was thoughtfully created to blend into the surrounding environment. The stonework is truly an art. It was built in the 1930s during the Great Depression by workers employed by the federal government, so they could earn money to support themselves and their families. They were part of the Civilian Conservation Corps, one of several work relief programs to help lift people out of poverty through earned wages, skills, and education. Most CCC companies employed young men. A small percentage employed more mature veterans from World War I.
The walkway from this side was constructed with the wash in mind. You can see the redder rocks where water has flowed. Elm Creek is pretty benign right now, but it can rise very quickly, as we've seen from the flood gauge sign just down the road.
Let's check out the view from the small watchtower.
There's a full-size swimming pool and a kiddie pool. Guess which one tends to be warmer?
There's a water tower we'll go see in a minute.
The Civilian Conservation Corps did a nice job on this recreation hall and swimming area, as they did in many state parks throughout the country. Thousands of them. The Civilian Conservation Corps made such an impact that is still being felt, used, and enjoyed today. It's an amazing project, and what an innovative idea for one of the most depressing times in U.S. history, literally and figuratively.
9 African Americans and 141 white World War I veterans began building this park. They served together as Company 1823V. The V stood for Veterans. Southern politicians were pushing segregationist policies, and Company 1823 was reorganized to become CV, Colored Veterans. It became the only all-black veteran company in Texas. Company 1823 CV was reassigned to build a park in Sweetwater, but racially fueled uproars resulted in their immediate removal, and they went to Abilene. Back at work, they solved problems and built solutions, like the water tower. After completing this park in the fall of 1935, they continued to build their legacy in parks across Texas, including Palmetto State Park, which you can see in Episode 8 of this series. After construction was complete, residents and visitors jumped at the chance to cool off in the swimming pool. Some may have also come to see the lifeguards. Many rented swimsuits at the concession stand and plunged off the diving board. Ooh, that looks like that one may have hurt. For some, the water was sure a shock. This pool was fed by groundwater at a brisk 60 degrees until the 1980s. Dances were also popular, all surrounded by the superb architecture with precision and detail seen around every corner, and some creative keystones above windows and passageways. The intricately laid sandstone is rock solid, sure to stand the test of time well beyond its first century of use. It's a testament to the enduring work of Company 1823 CV. Look, the park is in tune with my channel, including all the GPS coordinates.
Even the water fountain's got that special CCC treatment.
Next door is the water tower. Because water could often be a scarce commodity in this park and elsewhere, Company 1823 CV constructed this impressive structure that once held 5,800 gallons. That's over 25,500 liters. Think about it, it's roughly the same as 13,000 2-liter bottles all in one place. It's no longer used, as over time the park was modernized. Now it's an interesting reminder of simple technology put to real use in a time when this country had to work hard, be innovative, and pull itself out of a tremendously difficult situation. The water tower stands next to a playground, which it helps to shade from the sun along with pecan and other trees. It's a fun place for kids of all ages to hang out and admire. Again, impressive stone and wood craftsmanship on display. Time to ride back, put the bike in the car, and get underway. As with many stops, I didn't unhitch, so I'll be on the road shortly. Thanks for visiting Abilene State Park with me. Next time will be another cool Texas park. Safe travels until then.